these shapes chase you, right? And you're supposed to shoot them all and like destroy them. But I started playing the game where I just tried to make them all chase me. You have to go back to it and reprocess that stuff and keep going over it and over it again. And like, maybe you'll get it wrong in your memory. My name is Josh Finck. I'm from the Metro Detroit area, and I'm an artist living in Easton, Pennsylvania. I've always been interested in art. I consider some of the first pieces of art like just sheets and sheets of weapons that I would draw in school. I do consider myself an artist, for sure. I do a lot of other things, but when I find that time doesn't really matter, it's when I'm making art. I think there's more honesty in like lo-fi stuff, in just madness art, you know, like folk art. There's more truth to it. There's more guts. So I make music, I edit music, I host shows, play shows, shoot video, edit video. I'm a graphic designer by trade, make posters, design logos, I bartend, I make salsa, I work in an events and lighting company, write, I draw, don't paint. It's one thing I don't do. I make sculptures, I make love. I don't know. I moved to Easton because my roommate from college moved here for a job, and he called me on the phone and was like, "Hey man, I know you're living at home. You just moved out from Chicago. I've got this big place that no one, you know, I need to split rent, and I basically got on Google and checked out Street View and looked at the whole town and was like, seems all right, and just moved here. I didn't know anything about it other than what Mike had told me, the proximity between New York and Philly, and yeah, decided it was a good move. It's a thriving community, and I can see it on the upswing. You know, when I first moved here, there was buildings that I can see from this window that were burnt out, and now they're really nice apartments and, you know, like a 4-star restaurant. And, you know, I sense that the town is kind of coming up, and it's exciting to me, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to make bigger waves here than there would be to try and do the same thing in New York, where it's just saturated. I don't know, if there's not art happening in a city, it even to the non-artist, it seems like a dead place, you know? And I think it is the job of the artist to sort of bring a community together through art. This city is still very gritty, and I think it has a terrible reputation, you know, from the last like 10, 15 years, which is great because people are simultaneously repulsed by the reputation of a city, and also intrigued by it, but people love sort of like flirting with the hood, you know, and I think that it has a real love-hate relationship with a lot of people because they come here feeling like they're doing something bad, you know, and I find that the grittiness of a city, you know, again, is like, it's very honest. Part of the city is always showing you its cards. That's why I like Easton, and that's why it definitely shows through in my work. My favorite medium at the moment is working with signal flow in video and in audio. All this stuff behind me is connected and, you know, can be reconnected in any sort of way. And so my sketchbooks are just filled up with how to hook something up, you know, and it's like it's a puzzle, you know. It's an absolute puzzle of my own creation and of my own solution. My intention is to bring people out of, you know, their normal state, I guess. It's to give you something else to think about. I want to be very hard to define. You know, like the best compliment that someone's ever given me is like, I don't know what to think about what I just saw, you know, or like what I just heard. Being you know, a small fish in a small pond is easier than being a small fish in a huge pond. When we have shows and stuff and they say, like, oh man, I'm so glad you did this, like, thanks for having this, thanks for doing this, like, you had an excellent show. Like, dude, it wouldn't be anything without everybody here. Like, we'd be playing to deaf ears, you know, and it's like, I'm not making it. Like, everyone else is the one that's making it. I'm just putting people in the same bag. That's perhaps the biggest venture of mine, is to bring people together, you know? Is to bring people from all walks of life together, and not just art for artists, and not just, you know, whatever you want to say. Like, it's about having people from all walks of life in the same place, enjoying the same kind of thing.